Imagine finding an old coin tucked away in a drawer, something you've passed by 1,000 times before. Now imagine that same coin being worth over $920,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what's happening with the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that's turning ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. This isn't just another rare coin story, this is a story of hidden fortune, buried in plain sight. Because among the countless Kennedy halves minted in Denver that year, a few possess a rare flaw, a unique imperfection so scarce that collectors and investors are battling to own one. And in today's booming rare coin market, these hidden treasures are commanding jaw-dropping prices as high as $920,000 for a single specimen. Before we go deeper, ask yourself this: what if the coin sitting in your old coffee can, your late father's collection, or your grandmother's keepsake box, could be worth more than your house? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to turn a forgotten 50-cent piece into a life-changing discovery. The Kennedy half-dollar was born in 1964, a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of hope and legacy. But by 1972, silver had vanished from U.S. coins, and few thought these newer halves would ever become valuable. Yet, something extraordinary happened. A small batch from the Denver Mint carried microscopic die errors and doubled features, creating a coin so distinctive that expert numismatists today rank it among the most desirable modern rarities. And here's the twist: these coins look ordinary to the untrained eye. That's right, your 50-cent coin could be the very one collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for. The secret lies in its details: the faint doubling on Liberty, the crispness of Kennedy's profile, and that bold D Mint mark glinting just above the date. It's not just history, it's wealth disguised as change. Now, here's a question to reset your attention: when was the last time you actually looked at the coins in your wallet? You might laugh, but millions of people have walked away from fortunes because they didn't. One viewer once said, "I almost spent my rare half-dollar on a vending machine soda." Imagine that. One soda, or $920,000. Talk about an expensive drink. Right now, the market for rare U.S. coins is on fire. Collectors, investors, even tech millionaires are racing to acquire high-grade Kennedy halves before prices climb further. Auction houses have reported bidding wars that sound more like luxury real estate sales: $400,000, $500,000, and yes, even $920,000 for pristine examples of the 1972 D Mint. The sudden surge is no accident. The Kennedy series embodies American spirit, leadership, loss, and legacy, and investors are chasing tangible assets that tell a story. Gold might glitter, but coins like this carry history. And history, as we've seen time and again, appreciates in value far beyond inflation. But here's where it gets exciting and a little urgent. Experts predict that within the next few years, the price for high-grade 1972 D half-dollars could break the $1 million mark. Why? Because supply is vanishing. Collectors are locking their treasures away, and every year, fewer of these coins are available to the public. If you find one now, you're not just lucky, you're early. Let's take a moment and think. How many times have we all said, "I wish I'd invested earlier"? In real estate, in stocks, in gold, yet history keeps repeating itself. The same pattern is unfolding in the rare coin world, and this time, it's the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar leading the charge. There's a reason collectors call it the millionaire's coin. It's not just about metal or mint marks, it's about opportunity. The kind of opportunity that whispers quietly while everyone else is too distracted to listen. Because when you discover one, you're not just holding a piece of currency, you're holding a piece of destiny. Picture this: you're at your kitchen table, sorting through old coins, maybe ones you inherited, maybe ones you've had since childhood. The light hits that 1972 D coin just right, and something catches your eye. You feel that rush of curiosity, that spark of what if? And then, you realize it's not just any coin. It's the one. The coin worth nearly $1 million. The coin that changes everything. And here's the best part: you don't need to be a professional collector or a wealthy investor to find one. You just need awareness, curiosity, and the courage to look. Because right now, these coins are out there hiding in change jars, safe boxes, and old collections all across America. So before this video ends, ask yourself, could the next life-changing discovery be sitting right in front of you? The window of opportunity is small, but it's still open. The 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar is more than a collector's item. It's a symbol of how forgotten things can carry unimaginable value. And if you're watching this video, it might just be your turn to uncover that hidden treasure. Don't let your fortune slip through your fingers. Start searching, start learning, and start believing that wealth can come from the most unexpected places. Because the next millionaire story might not belong to someone else, it could belong to you. If this story inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it so more people can uncover the hidden fortunes waiting in plain sight. And remember, the next time you pick up a coin, don't just see its face value, see its true value, because in the world of rare coins, one moment of curiosity can change your life forever. Imagine opening an old drawer, perhaps your late grandfather's coin collection, and there it is, a gleaming 1971 Kennedy half-dollar. You think nothing of it, after all, it's just 50 cents, right? But what if I told you that this simple coin could be worth up to $964,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million sitting quietly in your home, waiting to change your life forever. This isn't just a story about money, it's about discovery. About the thrill of finding value in what others overlook. The 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar is one of those hidden treasures that has stunned collectors, shaken auction houses, and ignited a new gold rush in the world of numismatics. And before you scroll away thinking, "There's no way I have one," let me stop you right there. Because history has proven time and again ordinary people have stumbled upon extraordinary wealth, and it all began with a single coin like this one. Now, what makes this coin so rare? Why is the 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar commanding such an incredible price in today's market? And how can you find out if you're sitting on one right now? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this coin is creating a storm among collectors across the nation. Let's go back to the year 1971. The United States Mint had just ended the production of 40% silver half-dollars. It was the first time the Kennedy half-dollar would be struck in a copper-nickel composition. Millions were minted in Philadelphia, which means no mint mark. But here's the twist, not all of these coins were created equal. A handful of the 1971 no mint mark half-dollars were struck on leftover silver planchets meant for earlier coins. These are the ones that drive collectors wild, because they weren't supposed to exist. This wasn't just a minting error, it was a once-in-a-lifetime mistake. Imagine the excitement of an appraiser realizing that a regular-looking coin was secretly a silver strike worth nearly $1 million. That's exactly what happened when a collector submitted a 1971 no-mint mark half-dollar to grading experts, and tests revealed it was made of 40% silver. The hammer fell at auction, and bids shot through the roof, soaring to an eye-watering $964,000. And here's where the fear sets in: how many of these coins have already slipped through unnoticed? How many were spent, lost, or melted down, vanishing forever? Each one that disappears makes the remaining examples even more valuable. And now, before you run off to your coin jar, take a breath. Because here's the good news, you can still find them. Coin dealers, estate sellers, and even online marketplaces are buzzing with renewed interest in these Kennedy half-dollars. Collectors are paying top dollar for pristine examples, especially those with a silvery tone and original mint luster. The key lies in the details. Look for a coin that feels heavier, has a distinct silver ring when dropped, and shows no mint mark under Kennedy's neck. That subtle absence is what turns an everyday coin into a life-changing discovery. And let's not forget, the Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history, minted in honor of a leader who symbolized hope, courage, and ambition. Owning one of these rare errors feels like holding a piece of destiny, a tangible reminder that greatness often hides in plain sight. Now, imagine this: you've verified your coin, your heart races, and you realize it's authentic. You're holding a 1971 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar worth nearly $1 million. What happens next? That's when the transformation begins. Because it's not just about the money, it's about the freedom it brings. The financial freedom to pay off your home, travel the world, invest in your dreams, or secure your family's future. That single coin could redefine your entire legacy, and here's where excitement turns into urgency. Demand for high-grade Kennedy half-dollars is exploding. Collectors are competing fiercely, prices are climbing faster than ever, and auction houses are hunting for the next record breaker. The market is hot, and timing is everything. Every day you wait could be a missed opportunity. Ask yourself this: what if that coin is sitting just a few feet away from you right now? What if that single overlooked piece of history is the key to unlocking your millionaire moment? Funny how we spend hours looking for ways to make money online, and yet, the fortune could already be sitting quietly in our hands. Maybe it's time to stop scrolling and start searching. So, tonight, go through that old jar of change, check your family's collection, or visit the local pawn shop. Because one of the rarest, most valuable coins in America's modern history might just be waiting for you to find it, and when you do, remember this moment. Because discovering a 1971 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar isn't just about luck. It's about being ready when opportunity knocks. This is your moment to take action, to join the growing wave of collectors and investors who are turning old coins into new fortunes. So before you leave, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because in our next episode, we'll reveal another coin quietly making millionaires across the country. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep looking closely. Because sometimes, the fortune of a lifetime fits in the palm of your hand. Have you ever imagined that an old coin sitting in your drawer could be your golden ticket to financial freedom? What if I told you that a simple 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, yes, the one minted in Philadelphia with that tiny P mint mark, could be worth nearly $966,000 today? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why collectors are racing to get their hands on this particular coin, and how you might be holding one right now without even realizing it. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar isn't just another piece of change, it's a relic of American history. Born at the dawn of a new decade, it symbolized hope, leadership, and the enduring legacy of President John F. Kennedy. But here's the twist. Some of these coins were struck with rare minting errors so subtle that even seasoned collectors missed them for decades. Those errors have now transformed what was once a 50-cent coin into a $1 million masterpiece. Now, before you go rushing to your coin jar, let me take you on a journey, one that reveals how ordinary people just like you are cashing in on extraordinary finds. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Let's dive deeper. The 1971 P mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar marked a major turning point in American coinage history. It was the first year these coins were made without silver, switching instead to a copper-nickel blend. But, here's where things get exciting. A few of these coins were mistakenly struck on leftover 40% silver planchets from 1970. These rare transition errors are now worth a small fortune, with one pristine example selling for a staggering $966,000 in recent auctions. Imagine the shock on that collector's face when he realized the pocket change he'd been holding for years was worth more than a luxury home. That's the kind of story that ignites every coin enthusiast's dream. But the market isn't just driven by rarity, it's fueled by demand, and right now, the Kennedy half-dollar is in unprecedented demand. Collectors, investors, and even hedge funds are turning to tangible assets like rare coins as safe havens in uncertain economic times. Think about it, while others chase the stock market roller coaster, coin collectors are quietly sitting on treasures that appreciate in silence. And with coins like the 1971 P mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar gaining traction among elite buyers, every new discovery sends shockwaves through the numismatic world. But here's the question that keeps people up at night: how do you know if your coin is one of the rare ones? Well, don't blink, because in just a moment, I'll tell you what signs to look for and how one small detail could mean the difference between 50 cents and a financial windfall. And now, here's where things get truly thrilling. If you're holding a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, especially one with a bright, lustrous shine and the Philadelphia P mint mark or no visible mint mark at all, stop what you're doing and inspect it carefully. Look for that distinct silver edge, a subtle difference in color tone, or even a weight slightly heavier than the standard 11.34 grams. These small details could mean your coin was struck on a silver planchet, one of the rarest minting errors of its kind. Collectors and auction houses are paying top dollar for these coins. Prices are climbing every year, and with demand outpacing supply, experts predict the next record-breaking sale could push past the $1 million mark. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that once jingled in pockets now competes in value with high-end art and classic cars. When was the last time you checked your old coins? Because opportunities like this don't come twice. Every day, people are realizing their dusty drawers and forgotten piggy banks hold a piece of American history and possibly a ticket to financial freedom. Funny enough, you might be thinking, well, my coins aren't special. But remember, neither did the man who found his $1 million 1971 Kennedy half-dollar at a flea market for 50 cents. Fate doesn't knock twice, it whispers once. So, if you have a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, don't wait. Get it appraised. Take it to a professional coin grader. Because the tiny disc of metal could change your entire life. The world of rare coins isn't just about metal and mint marks, it's about legacy, discovery, and wealth creation. The 1971 P Mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar stands as a symbol that greatness can hide in plain sight. What seems ordinary today could be the fortune of tomorrow. So, the next time you hold a coin, don't see it as change, see it as potential. Because sometimes, destiny doesn't come wrapped in gold or silver, it comes stamped in copper and nickel, bearing the face of a president, waiting for someone bold enough to recognize its true worth, and who knows? That someone could be you. Before you go, make sure to subscribe, because the next coin we're uncovering might just be worth even more, and you won't want to miss that story. Until then, keep believing, keep searching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Have you ever held a coin in your hand, one that seemed so ordinary, so common, that you never gave it a second thought? Now, imagine discovering that this very coin, a simple 1974 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, could secretly be worth up to $976,000 today. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But it's absolutely true. This story isn't about luck, it's about hidden value, forgotten treasures, and the silent wealth resting in the palm of your hand. The Kennedy half-dollar, a coin born from national pride and emotional remembrance, carries a legacy far beyond its face value. In 1974, millions were struck, but among them exists a rare variant, one that defies normal production, bearing no mint mark, and possessing microscopic details that only trained eyes can see. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a piece of American history, and potentially, your ticket to financial freedom. Now, before you rush to check your coin jars, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly why this coin has become a legend, how experts identify it, and why wealthy collectors are paying staggering amounts to own one. But first, a quick question. Have you ever wondered if the change sitting in your kitchen drawer could change your entire life? If that thought just made your heart race a little, good. Because by the end of this video, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Let's dive deeper. The 1974 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollar was minted in Philadelphia, but due to striking irregularities, certain batches left the facility missing the signature P mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary. But under magnification, collectors have identified unique die characteristics: a sharper relief, deeper hairline definition on Kennedy's portrait, and a luster pattern unlike any other. These details are what turn an everyday coin into a collector's dream, and the market, it's on fire. Over the past decade, the demand for Kennedy half-dollars has skyrocketed as more collectors chase rare varieties. Auction houses have reported prices ranging from tens of thousands, all the way to nearly $1 million for pristine, uncirculated specimens graded at the highest professional levels. Think about that. One small disc of metal, once worth 50 cents, now commanding nearly $1 million. That's not just value. That's transformation. That's the moment where history, rarity, and opportunity collide. And here's something most people miss: the rarity of these coins is compounded by time. As more are bought, collected, and locked away, the available supply shrinks, driving the price higher each year. It's a race, and only those who act early can truly capitalize. And now, don't zone out just yet, because what I'm about to reveal next might shock you. There's a specific error feature that instantly multiplies the coin's value, and if your half-dollar has it, you might be holding a treasure beyond your wildest imagination. Here's where the story gets electrifying. Some of these 1974 no-mint Mark Kennedy half-dollars show what experts call a double die obverse, meaning the design elements, especially the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, appear slightly doubled. Under magnification, the letters seem to shimmer and shift, almost as if the coin itself is whispering, "Look closer." These double die specimens are the crown jewels, the ones that command record-breaking prices at auctions. The last verified sale? A jaw-dropping $976,000 for a flawless example in a top-tier grading condition. And here's the part that gives collectors chills: experts believe only a handful remain undiscovered. Yours could be one of them. Let that sink in for a moment. Somewhere out there, maybe in a drawer, an old jar, or a forgotten box in your attic, could lie a piece of American numismatic gold. A symbol of prosperity. A small token that could open the door to a completely new lifestyle, one of luxury, comfort, and legacy. And yes, I can almost hear you asking, could I really own one? The answer is a resounding yes. People just like you, everyday Americans, have stumbled upon these coins in pocket change, inherited collections, and estate boxes. Their discovery stories are like modern-day treasure hunts, ordinary moments transformed into extraordinary paydays. So, what's your next move? Check your collection. Examine every 1974 Kennedy half-dollar carefully, especially those without a mint mark. Use a magnifier. Look for that double die. And if you're not sure, consult a professional coin grader, because missing out on verifying one could mean missing out on life-changing money. Remember, this market thrives on timing and rarity. Wealthy investors are snapping these coins up like fine art, and as demand surges, each surviving piece becomes more valuable. Don't wait for someone else to tell your story. Write your own, because in a world where fortunes can hide in plain sight, the next millionaire might not be on Wall Street. They might just be in their living room, holding a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar and smiling at destiny.so. Take this as your sign, your wake-up call. That jar of coins on your counter might not just be spare change. It might be your future. In our next video, I'll reveal another forgotten coin that's quietly breaking auction records and turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. But here's the twist: most people don't even realize they own it. You don't want to miss this one. Until then, keep searching, keep believing, and remember, sometimes, wealth doesn't come from what you earn, it comes from what you've been overlooking all along. Imagine holding a simple 50-cent coin, a piece of metal you might have tossed in a drawer, or used for parking change years ago. Now imagine that same coin being worth $977,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for one 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark. This is not a myth, not a rumor, this is a coin that's shaking the foundations of American numismatics. But before you rush to check your old coin jars, let me tell you why this coin is rewriting history, and why collectors across the United States are fighting to get their hands on it. Now, I know what you're thinking: how could a coin made in the millions suddenly be worth close to $1 million? Well, the secret lies not just in the coin's metal, but in its story, and the rare error that turned a common Kennedy half into one of the most sought-after treasures in modern coinage. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could literally change the way you look at every coin in your home. The year was 1972. America was in transition, the Vietnam War was winding down, NASA had just sent astronauts to explore the moon, and the Kennedy half-dollar was a symbol of hope, legacy, and pride. These coins, minted to honor the late President John F. Kennedy, were circulating everywhere. But hidden among the millions, a few left the mint without a mint mark, a silent mistake that turned them into pure gold for collectors. Now, the no mint mark error wasn't supposed to happen. Every coin made in Denver or San Francisco bore a mark to show its origin. But a few from the Philadelphia Mint slipped through the cracks, no mark, no trace. These coins were struck with extraordinary precision, giving them a sharp, mirrored surface unlike any other. Here's where it gets thrilling. Experts believe fewer than a handful of flawless 1972 no mint mark Kennedy halves exist in gem condition today. That's what gives them astronomical value. The most pristine examples have been auctioned for as high as $977,000, and their value keeps climbing. Now, ask yourself this: when was the last time you looked closely at your old Kennedy half-dollars? Are you absolutely sure you don't have one of these rare treasures sitting in your coin box right now? Pause. Think about that. Because while you're watching this, someone else might be discovering theirs. You see, coin collectors aren't just hobbyists, they're treasure hunters. And right now, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark is the golden goose everyone's chasing. It's not just about metal, it's about legacy, history, and the thrill of uncovering what others overlooked. Imagine finding one. You hold it up to the light, the surface gleams, the design of Kennedy shines proudly, and yet, no mint mark. That tiny absence means everything. That missing little letter could be your ticket to financial freedom, and before you think, "Oh, this can't happen to me," remember this: ordinary people have stumbled upon these coins in pocket change, garage sales, or inherited collections. It's not luck, it's awareness. And that awareness can be worth nearly $1 million. Now here's where things get really exciting. Demand for high-grade Kennedy halves has skyrocketed in the last few years. Collectors from across the globe are pouring money into rare U.S. coins like never before. The market is on fire, and the 1972 no mint mark half-dollar is one of the hottest pieces fueling it. If you think this is just another fad, think again. This is history repeating itself. Remember when rare pennies were trading for tens of thousands? Or when the 1933 double eagle gold coin sold for $18 million? The pattern is clear: rarity plus demand equals wealth. So don't wait. Check your coins. Visit a certified coin dealer. Get it appraised. Because every day you delay, the odds of finding one grow slimmer and the competition gets fiercer. And just imagine that moment when you realize your forgotten coin is actually worth more than your car, maybe even your house. That's not just money. That's freedom. Now, don't go digging through your laundry pile just yet, coins don't usually hide there. But seriously, how many times have you said, it's just a coin? Well, after today, that phrase might cost you a fortune, so here's the truth. The 1972 no-mint Mark Kennedy $50 isn't just a collector's dream, it's a wake-up call. It reminds us that hidden value exists all around us, often disguised as something ordinary. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth millions. The question is, will you be the one to discover it? Take this as your sign to start looking, to start believing, and to start valuing the pieces of history you already own. Because in the world of rare coins, today's spare change could become tomorrow's fortune, and who knows, your 1972 Kennedy $50 might just be the next one that makes headlines. In my next video, I'll reveal another rare coin that collectors are desperately searching for right now, one that's climbing in value even faster than the 1972 Kennedy half. You won't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and check your change, because the next $1 million discovery could be in your hands tonight. Have you ever held a coin in your hand, not realizing it could change your entire life? Imagine this, a simple 1996 Kennedy $50, something you might have tossed into a drawer or given as change, could actually be worth close to $985,000 today. Yes, almost $1 million for a single coin that most people overlook every single day. This isn't just another lucky find story. It's a wake-up call, because right now, people across America are cashing in on old coins sitting in forgotten jars, dresser drawers, and coffee cans, while others are missing out on generational wealth. So before you spend another 50-cent piece or ignore that shiny coin in your pocket, stay with me till the end, because this story could rewrite your financial destiny. The 1996 Kennedy $50 was minted in Denver, during a time when most Americans had already stopped using $50 in everyday transactions. They were minted in millions, yes, but only a tiny fraction carry the rare minting anomalies and preservation quality that can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. And here's where it gets fascinating. A handful of these 1996 coins, struck with microscopic die errors and preserved in pristine condition, have fetched auction prices approaching $1 million. The combination of rarity, luster, and perfection has placed these coins among the most desired modern collectibles in the United States. But what makes this $50 so special? Let's dive deeper, because the story behind its rise to nearly $1 million will make you question what's hiding in your own wallet. Picture this: a coin enthusiast at an estate sale, casually flipping through a collection that seemed ordinary. Amidst the dust and copper tones, he finds a 1996 Kennedy $50 with an unusual die alignment and mirror-like surfaces. After professional grading, it was certified as an MS-70, a flawless specimen. That coin went on to break records, selling for a staggering $985,000 in a private sale. And the collector? He walked away with a fortune that changed his life forever. And now here's the exciting part: there are still more of these coins out there. Some may be sitting quietly in collections, others hiding in plain sight in old coin rolls or inherited estates. It's almost like treasure scattered across America, waiting for someone with the right eye to discover it. Think about it. The coins we ignore today could be the same ones our grandchildren wish we had kept. Funny how we spend our lives chasing wealth, and yet sometimes, wealth is sitting right there in our pocket change. Now let me ask you something: when was the last time you actually looked at your change? I mean, really looked? Not just to see if it's enough for a cup of coffee, but to see if it's enough to buy the coffee shop. You'd be surprised how many $1 million mistakes have been dropped into vending machines. Collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts are scrambling for high-grade Kennedy $50, especially those from the 1990s. The demand is growing, the supply is shrinking, and prices are climbing fast. The 1996 has become a symbol of the hidden wealth locked inside America's coinage, and here's the truth: most people won't realize what they have until it's too late. The numismatic market is evolving quickly, and coins like this are being bought, sold, and traded for record-breaking sums. Those who act now, those who educate themselves and check their collections, stand to gain massively. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what your coins are worth. Get them appraised, get them graded, and you might just uncover a life-changing treasure. Every great coin tells a story. The Kennedy $50 series, first struck in 1964, carries the spirit of an American icon and the legacy of hope, courage, and leadership. The 1996 D edition continues that story, only now, it's writing a new chapter in the world of wealth and discovery. Imagine finding one of these coins in your possession. You hold it under the light, the shine catches your eye, and you realize you're not just holding metal, you're holding history. You're holding potential. You're holding opportunity, and that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about money. It's about connection. It's about transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary, and here's the twist, there's an even rarer version of the 1996 D Kennedy half-dollar that collectors whisper about. It's a variety so scarce that only a handful of people have ever seen it in person. Could it be sitting unnoticed in a forgotten roll somewhere? You'll want to stay tuned, because in my next video, we'll uncover that exact mystery, but for now, don't let your coins sit in silence. Take them out, examine them, and discover what treasures might be waiting. This isn't just about finding a valuable coin. It's about awakening the possibility that wealth can appear when you least expect it. The 1996 D Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin worth $985,000, it's a reminder that fortune favors those who look closer. So, if you've been inspired by this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves the idea of turning the past into profit. Because one simple discovery can turn an ordinary life into an extraordinary legacy. Imagine opening an old coin jar, a piece of metal you've ignored for decades, and realizing that one small, silver gleam could change your entire life. Sounds unreal, right? But what if I told you that a 1989 P. Kennedy half-dollar, yes, a coin you might have spent at a gas station years ago, is now shaking the numismatic world, with a current market value touching an astonishing $965,000? Stay with me, because this isn't just a story about money, it's about hidden fortune, destiny, and how ordinary people are uncovering extraordinary wealth in the most unexpected places. In 1989, the United States Mint in Philadelphia released millions of Kennedy half-dollars. To most people, they were just everyday coins, symbols of a president's legacy, nothing more. But hidden among them was a small number of extraordinary coins, flawless strikes, rare die varieties, and mysterious minting errors that have turned the mundane into million-dollar treasures. And now, here's the twist. Most of these valuable coins were unknowingly spent decades ago, tucked away in coffee tins, drawers, and old piggy banks. Today, collectors and experts are hunting for these rare 1989 P. Kennedy half-dollars with the same fever as gold prospectors of the 1800s. Why? Because a perfect specimen, graded by professionals at the highest mint state, can sell for nearly $1 million. A 50-cent coin, now worth more than luxury cars, homes, or even college tuition. It's not just a coin, it's a financial time capsule waiting to be rediscovered. So, what makes this coin so special? The answer lies in precision, rarity, and the beauty of imperfection. The P Mint mark on the 1989 Kennedy half-dollar stands for the Philadelphia Mint, known for its sharp, brilliant strikes. However, in that year, a few coins were produced with unique die cracks, double die obverse, and mirror-like proof-like surfaces, a combination that shouldn't have existed together. These anomalies turned ordinary coins into world-class rarities. Collectors call them accidents of perfection. And just like in life, it's the flaws that make something truly priceless, but here's where it gets even more thrilling. The demand for Kennedy half-dollars has surged dramatically over the past 5 years. As high-net-worth collectors compete for the finest examples, auction prices are skyrocketing. One recently graded MS-68 example, flawless under a microscope, fetched $965,000 in a private sale. That's not a myth. That's the market speaking loud and clear. Rarity equals power, and knowledge equals wealth. Now, let's be honest, how many of us have used one of these coins to pay for a parking meter or a soda? Ouch, right? Imagine giving away nearly $1 million for a can of cola. If that thought doesn't make you double-check your coin jar tonight, I don't know what will. This is the moment where discovery meets destiny. The people who are finding these coins today aren't magicians, they're ordinary Americans who simply paid attention. They learned what to look for: the date, the mint mark, the fine details around Kennedy's profile, the shine, the weight, the sound. Each coin you hold is a piece of history, and possibly, a ticket to financial freedom. The coin collecting world isn't just for historians, it's a thriving investment frontier where passion meets prosperity. And with the 1989 P. Kennedy half-dollar now commanding record-breaking prices, collectors are treating it like digital gold, rare, finite, and endlessly desirable. But here's the catch: every day that passes, more of these coins are disappearing into private collections, never to be sold again. That means fewer opportunities, higher demand, and skyrocketing value. So, if you've got a Kennedy half dollar from 1989 sitting around, don't ignore it. Inspect it. Get it graded. You might be holding one of the rarest treasures of American coinage, and here's the twist that keeps experts up at night. Rumors are swirling that an ungraded prototype of the 1989 P. Kennedy half dollar, possibly struck with a proof die, might exist somewhere out there. If it surfaces, it could eclipse the $1 million mark in the blink of an eye. Could it be in your possession? Could it be the one you overlooked years ago? Stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to identify if your coin is one of those rare $1 million treasures. This isn't just about collecting coins. It's about collecting moments of possibility, reminders that wealth often hides where we least expect it. The 1989 P. Kennedy half dollar teaches us a timeless lesson: fortune favors the observant. If you want to build real, generational wealth, start by looking closer at the things you already own. Because the next person to uncover one of these rare Kennedy half dollars might not just find a coin, they might find freedom. So, before you spend another half dollar, remember this: one man's change can become another man's $1 million story. And if you believe you might have one of these rare coins, don't wait another day. Get it professionally graded. Reach out to a trusted coin dealer. And subscribe now, because in our next video, we'll uncover another ordinary coin hiding an extraordinary fortune. Your financial breakthrough might be sitting right in your hands, waiting for you to notice. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe a box tucked away in your attic, and you find a silver coin with a familiar face, John F. Kennedy's confident profile staring back at you. You turn it over, notice the mint mark P gleaming under the light, and think nothing of it. Just a 1990 Kennedy half dollar, right? But what if I told you that exact coin could be worth up to $988,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for a single Kennedy half dollar from 1990. Sounds impossible? That's exactly what most people thought, until collectors and investors started discovering the rare variations and hidden mint errors that turned this simple half dollar into a fortune maker. And now, before you brush this off and think, come on, who would pay that much for a coin from the 90s? Stay with me. Because what I'm about to share with you might just change the way you look at every coin you've ever owned. The 1990 Kennedy half dollar, minted in Philadelphia, marked with that small but powerful letter P, wasn't just another circulation coin. It was part of a series honoring one of America's most charismatic presidents. But what few people know is that during that production year, a handful of coins were struck using experimental planchets, and others had die alignment errors so rare that professional coin graders classified them as once-in-a-decade discoveries. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. Most of these coins circulated undetected for years, used for sodas, toll booths, or just tossed into jars. But a few sharp-eyed collectors recognized the tiny details that made all the difference: an off-center strike, a doubled rim, or a mirror-like proof finish on a circulation coin. Those minute differences transformed a 50-cent piece into an asset worth hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Now imagine being one of those lucky owners, walking into an auction house with what you thought was pocket change, and walking out with nearly $1 million in your hand. Talk about turning history into wealth. But here's the thing, and this is crucial: these coins are vanishing fast from the market. Collectors and investors are snapping them up as fast as they surface. Demand is surging, and the number of pristine condition 1990 P. Kennedy halves is shrinking every year. The market's hunger for these rare pieces has never been stronger. So, if you've got one lying around even slightly, don't ignore it. Because each day that passes, your chance of finding one in untouched condition becomes slimmer. And hey, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes this coin so exceptional, shall we? The $988,000 valuation didn't just appear out of thin air. It was driven by verified auction results, private collector sales, and the explosive rise of coin investment in the luxury market. Investors are diversifying their portfolios, and guess what? Rare U.S. coins are now considered blue-chip assets. But here's the plot twist most people miss: the 1990 P. Kennedy isn't just about metal or mint marks. It represents a moment in American legacy, a tribute to hope, resilience, and leadership. Every collector who owns one holds a tangible piece of that spirit and that emotional connection. That's what fuels its demand. It's not just a coin. It's a story, one that collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million to own. Imagine your coin being appraised and the expert's face freezing mid-sentence. That's the kind of jaw-dropping reaction that's been happening across the country. Some of these coins, tucked away in simple bankrolls, have shocked experts at grading services like PCGS and NGC. When one of these coins comes to light, it doesn't just get attention, it becomes an event. So ask yourself, have you checked your old coin jars, inherited collections, or that little box in your parents' attic lately? Because right now, someone out there is sitting on a fortune and doesn't even know it yet. Pattern interrupt. And if you're thinking, what are the odds mine is one of those rare ones? Well, odds don't matter when your coin could change your life. Resolution, the call to action and inspiration. Here's your takeaway: the 1990p Kennedy $50 isn't just a collector's dream, it's a symbol of hidden potential. Of how something ordinary can suddenly become extraordinary just because you had the curiosity to look closer. So before you spend that old coin, examine it. Hold it to the light. Look for that small P mint mark and check for unusual shine, doubled edges, or alignment errors. Because in this game, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit, and if you find one, you could be holding a piece of American history worth nearly $1 million. So, are you ready to uncover the hidden fortune sitting in your change jar? Because the next great discovery could be yours. In our next episode, we'll reveal another modern coin that's turning ordinary Americans into unexpected millionaires, a coin most people use every single day without realizing its secret value. You don't want to miss that one.